Hi, this is Jeremy Jansen with Nucleus SoundLab, and today I'm going to introduce you to our new refill called NanoSequences, as well as describe the new loop technology behind the refill called MultiLoop. So the first thing I'm going to do is describe what MultiLoop is, and to do that I'm going to start with the problem that we're trying to solve with MultiLoop. So I've pulled up a loop from the Reason 5 factory library, and we'll just listen to it here. So now imagine you wanted to put that into your song, but that's not the exact key that your song is in, so you need to transpose it. So let's say you want to transpose it up 10 semitones. Or maybe even a whole octave. So you can hear how it gets much more staccato as the pitch is raised. That's because each slice becomes shorter as they're all transposed. And of course, we could go in the opposite direction. You can hear how the loop loses all its treble and sort of becomes flabby as it's transposed down an octave. So with MultiLoop, basically what you get is a loop that can be transposed anywhere on the keyboard with very minimal side effects. So I'm going to switch over to this Stargate patch from the NanoSequences refill to demonstrate. First, I'm going to play a note at C3. And now moving down to C2. And up to C4. Even all the way down to, let's say, E1. So the fidelity of the loop is preserved no matter what key you play it back in. And on that note, I should also mention that I'm playing this combinator back from my MIDI keyboard, and it's very simple to just play it as an instrument by playing whatever note you'd like. You don't have to mess around with any transpose controls and put down automation in the piano roll or anything like that. It also has a massive amount of flexibility when it comes to switching to different BPMs than the loop was recorded at. So right now we are listening to the loop at 115. We can lower that down to 75 with no problems at all. And that goes for any note as well. Or we can raise it up to, let's say, 150. So how does multi-loop technology work and pull off this amazing loop and key flexibility? Without getting into too much technical detail, what we've done at Nucleus SoundLab is multi-sample each loop. So when we look at Stargate, it's actually composed of 8 different Rex files. Each one of the loops in NanoSequences is composed of these 8 different Rex files that are sampled at different key ranges. So with our custom combinator, we can insert these 8 different Rex files, and depending on what note you play on your keyboard, whether it's C3, E4, C2, F#1, everything sounds great. That's what MultiLoop is all about. Now that I've described exactly what MultiLoop is, let's talk specifically about the NanoSequences refill. NanoSequences is composed of different wave sequences recorded from our own viral outbreak VST instrument. These are all electronic sequences, some being bass lines, some melodies, arpeggios, and some effects sequences as well. I've chosen these loops specifically because they're quite useful for a wide variety of electronic genres. Okay, so now let's listen to a few different loops. We've already heard Stargate. Now let's check out Madrigal Bells. So that's what it sounds like, completely dry and just holding one key. Of course, we can play different keys on this same loop. And we can add in some effects, courtesy of the combinator. And also have a little bit more staccato loop by lowering the decay. This loop is called Wooded, and it's a very typical wave sequence in that you can hear different samples being triggered on different rhythmic steps. Let's hear it dry first. Typically, these type of loops sound really great with tempo sync delay. Here we have a rich melodic sequence called Haunted Choirs. This loop is called Miami, and it's more of a chordal sequence. Stepa is a dance-inspired bass line. I'm going to end off the preset demos with Guyana, which is another very characteristic wave sequenced bass line. That brings us to the end of the NanoSequences refill video demo. You've learnt a little bit about our new MultiLoop technology, as well as this new refill, which is powered by it. If you have any questions about the refill or any feedback on this video, I'd welcome it, so send that over by email. Once again, thanks so much for your interest in Nucleus SoundLab products and for watching. I'm Jeremy Jansen. Cheers.